Sean Hollywood, only a little boy, dear world. We remember him well. He's now gone from us. Welcome, you're with Destination Newry, coming live to you from the heart of the city of Newry. The wonderful new city of Newry, the old traditional magnificent town of Newry. And we are in a place on Railway Avenue where once was Roland Harris's garage, of course. And I have with me the ladies of the musicality of the University of the Third Age in Newry. I've got Rita Green, and Rita, you're very, very welcome indeed.
Thank you.
I've got Phyllis Crawford over here, and I've got Sister Frances, and you're so very welcome. Now, you very kindly invited us down the other day to the Catholic Parish Centre, where you were in rehearsal and doing bits and pieces. And there's a beautiful piece of music a song that you performed for us, and it was called The Rose.
The Rose.
And we have it now, Andrew. Again. Well done. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
The sheer and magnificent musicality of the University of the Third Age in Newry. Are they hard to put musical manners into Brita? Brita is the baton. She's the conductor of the choir.
No. Once you keep them quiet, they're very good.
Yeah.
They really are. Some of them have been in choirs before, and others are coming along just for, I could nearly say therapy, because they just like singing and they really love it.
Singing is therapy.
It is therapy, yes.
Yeah, you were the pianist.
I was the pianist.
Sister Frances is our pianist.
And
Sister, what order are you?
I'm the Mercy.
Of course
Sisters,
you are.
yes.
So the hands should know about the Mercy.
That's true.
You know,
that's
Andy
right.
Morning, she was Sister Columba.
Sister
in
Columba
Alnwick.
in Alnwick,
Yeah,
yes.
indeed.
All right.
My daughters went to your school.
And to Our Ladies
That's
Grammar
right.
School.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Lovely, yes.
How long have you been a sister?
I've been a sister now 53 years.
53
Yes.
years.
Yes.
There's no divorce there, I tell you. I was 45 years married and then she divorced me, so that's it.
And I celebrated my Golden Jubilee last summer.
Bless you.
With my family and the sisters
That's lovely.
in Rostrevor, Star of the Sea Church. We had our Mass and then we had a celebration afterwards.
But you
As a
come from
family.
the age of the the huge colours and the white.
That's
you
right.
wore that in your
Yes,
day.
the
As
whole-
did my
the
Aunt
whole-
Maureen, who was along with Mary.
My sister as well.
Had you a sister?
Josephine, but she was a poor
Yes.
Clare nun.
Poor Claire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't talk about those here. We're
Sisters
Oh,
of St.
We're our
Clair.
ladies.
not?
We're our ladies. We're our ladies people.
Yeah. And in those days when I was young, they were called mother, not sister.
But
you remember
our
that?
Claires were always mother.
Yes,
right.
But
exactly.
our ladies was
really?
always
Sister,
Sister.
yes.
Ours were always sister. Yeah,
Oh.
it's interesting that distinction.
Yes. And then, of course, it changed over back to sister again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now you wouldn't know whether
No, that's to
they're
say.
sister, mother, or anything.
For Pope
you
Paul
don't wear
nearly had the
uniforms
nice-
anymore. You don't wear habits
No.
anymore.
No,
You're out
no.
in the community.
No.
Pope Paul, not Pope Paul, Pope John nearly had them out on the streets, as I said, living in houses and whatnot.
Yeah, that happened.
In fact, I think
Yeah.
they were relieved when he passed away because they never got a chance to get out.
He wasn't the one that there was a suspicion over his death. He
No,
wasn't
no,
that
this
one.
is the
no,
wee
no,
fellow
no,
that went
no,
into
no.
the
No
prisons and all
nun
that.
murdered the Pope. That
No.
would be it, no.
No, John Paul, I'm talking about 50 odd years ago now.
I know right well.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Is it 50 years since that? I remember in
50 more.
Derrybeg Drive in the Meadow years ago, Mrs. Linden of Salvation Army Provenance. She came out when Pope Pius XII died, and she said, we were playing football in the street. You better go into your house because the Pope has just died. I've just heard it on the radio. Your mummies and daddies will want to talk to you, you know.
Oh, gosh.
Imagine that.
It's a
That's
while-
interesting.
while
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
Breda, how long are you conducting and organising the music of the U3A?
Well, in the U3A, I have been, I suppose I'm over 10 years in the U3A. When I joined, we were in Catherine Street,
Yes, of
just
course.
round the corner there. And then they got the premises up at the Abbey. And what happened was, somebody said they were very keen to start a choir, and would we have a go? Now, I had done a lot of conducting because I used to do the school orchestras,
Yes, I know this thing well.
but I had never
Personal experience.
I know. I had never taken a choir,
Yeah.
and so it was a baptism of fire, really. So we sent out the notices, and lo and behold, all the ladies arrived.
Well, I'd say one of the first of the ladies might have been a certain Phyllis Crawford.
Yes.
You're right.
Right.
I know that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we started off in January of 2008. So we're going 6 years. We're just starting into our 7th. And then we needed an accompanist, and we heard about Sister Frances. So she came to help us.
Yes.
And she's been part of the team, because the whole thing about the choir is teamwork.
Wow.
Absolutely teamwork. I just stand in front and wave my hands.
Do they ever look at you?
Sometimes.
Oh, we do
Oh,
now,
they do
honestly,
now,
we
they do.
yes.
It's a kind of almost subliminal contact that occurs. You're there, and your personality is wafting over them. kind of
Yes,
thing.
and of course, like when you don't have tunnel vision, you can actually read your music and see my beat at the same time.
Yes, I understand.
Do you understand?
yes,
Because
yes.
that is just instinctive in a lot of people. And then a sister was helping us, and I have Ria helps with the bookwork.
That's right.
Yes.
Every
And
worker.
my good husband helps with the music and printing and that sort of
Kind of
thing.
nice family community situation. there.
Yes, I think he reached a stage where he dreads Mondays, because that's getting ready for the choir on Tuesdays.
Francis, talk to me about your musicality. You worked in the latter years of
Yes.
your professionalism in what we call the home down there. You weren't the home, you were with the children's people.
I, in my latter part of my life, I had been in teaching,
What were you
primary school
teaching?
teacher. I started off my teaching career in Star of the Sea, Warren Point.
As Warren Point was
Face-
the place that the Mercies went first of all when they came to Newry.
That's right.
When they came up from Dublin, and
That's
then
right.
Warren Point was the place they were.
And
Are you a Warren Point woman?
No, I'm Rostrevor.
Rostrevor.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a bit like when they get up in the world in Warren Point, they want to go to Rostrevor.
Oh, well.
It's a bit like
And-
Rathfriland Road in Newry. But it's a lovely part of the world. It's gorgeous.
It's lovely. And the school there, it's no longer existing. It used to be.
That's a pity.
It was known as a pavilion.
Yes.
And it was there in Princess Street. It was one of the. It was originally had been a sports pavilion for the Great Northern Hotel, which is now St. Joseph's Nursing Home.
Yes.
And I taught in that
What stage
school
did you
for-
decide you wanted to be a sister and want to be a nun?
Well, I was at Our Lady's School, and about 15, 16 years of age, I just felt this is what
You
I
were
wanted
called
to
to
do
that.
in my life.
Ever any regrets?
Never.
Never
Never.
one?
Never.
Never, ever, ever.
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah. I was going to be a priest until one of your students at Our Lady's got her hands on me. Certain Marie Graham. I fell
Yes,
in love.
I do
That was the
remember
end of that.
Yes.
Wasn't many.
And I beg your pardon.
Indeed.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But may I ask you, Phyllis, the first moment that you knew that you would melt forever into the arms of one Jack Crawford?
Well, I'll tell you the God's honest truth. It was at St. Coleman's Hall.
Was it?
You remember it was
The
called
old St.
Bucket, the old
Coleman's,
St. Coleman's
the
Hall.
old one, up at the top.
Killian old time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Killian old
And
time.
we were all flying around in the summertime,
Yeah.
and Mary Carroll, you know Mary
I
from
do,
Chapel
Shirley.
Street?
Yeah.
She came up and said, Phyllis, to see those fellas down there from Corinchigo? Well, that fella there with the glasses would love to leave you home.
Was your Jack a Corinchigo man?
I was
Oh, for
indeed.
goodness sake.
So I gazed down and I said, for goodness sake, with glasses.
Wow.
I was looking for somebody like Clark Gable.
Wow.
I wasn't
But
thinking
sure,
of
hold
anyone
on a
with
minute.
glasses.
Jack's a very handsome fellow.
Well, he wasn't bad when you could use to look at.
You picked all right, woman. You did all right. I tell you.
No, I'll tell you the truth is that he's a very good fella, I must
He's
say
a great
that,
lad.
yes.
He's a great
But
lad.
like when you're 17, glasses on a man is the last thing you want, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. He may have worn them just to get a better view of your feminine visage.
No, he
You know,
was
that's-
when he was 9 years old, I think, actually. Yes.
So, the U3A is important to you, Phyllis.
Very important.
What makes it important?
Well, you see, I joined away about 8, 9 years ago when they're doing the archaeology.
Yes.
And Neil McCooey was taking us here, there, and everywhere.
Were you actually digging?
No, we weren't. We thought we were going to be, but we weren't. We're taking to all these old sites and that, and we're taking to the museum in Dundalk, where the first little bubble car was manufactured.
Yes, we were talking about it a wee while ago.
that
The
right?
Henkel, yeah,
And,
made out of the engines of German planes.
That is
we're no
right.
longer
So
needed.
Angela and I started singing that piece song, you know, while driving in my limousine, I
Wow,
saw
wow.
to my surprise a little bubble car was following me, about 1/3 my size. Do you not remember that?
Don't.
So Angela and I sang that for
It was
them.
very
Yeah.
nice.
We sang that, and she
Yeah.
wanted us to write out the words
Yes.
and send them to her.
That was it.
Now that's about 10 odd years ago, and we're still sending them.
And you're still
Never got around to it.
no, but you're still
Yes.
an advocate of the U3A.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many things that a body could do, isn't that
That's right.
right?
There's so
And
many
wonderful.
classes, yes.
And you see, the choir, you see, is like, to me, as I say, it's just like a magnet.
Aye.
Because I've been in choirs when I was
You
about
have, surely,
7-year-old,
God.
really.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And never been not in a choir
Yeah.
in my life, and I'm 76 now. I shouldn't be saying that
You're not 76.
on air. But as I said, well, next month, actually.
Well, yeah. Well, keep
And-
taking whatever you're taking because it's doing you no
Well, I'm
harm.
saying the same with Sister Frances. Like,
I know,
she's
look
talking
at the
about
area.
50
You
years,
know.
as I said, in the, I was going to say the priesthood, in the,
Mercy.
in Mercy. And look how young she is.
You're deadly.
I think music actually does
Music
keep
keeps you
young,
young.
don't
It
it?
does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
it
you
does.
put in a rehearsal
It
and you come
does.
out and you feel like the endorphins are flying through you, really a great sense of elation,
And how's your endorphins this morning now?
dampened a wee bit.
Well, we're ready now for it. This is one that I was singing last week with some very special people in Dublin. It goes like this, and you can join in as you hear it. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got a you and me, brother, sister. In his hands, he's got a you and me, sister. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. Wow.
Were you
Yes.
singing that this morning to yourself?
I was.
Oh.
I was just humming that.
Suppose
Yes.
you would, as I said, as you're travelling along in the car, and that would.
I don't drive all that much anymore.
Do you not?
I get out of bed in the morning at 4 o'clock.
Aye.
I leave my house at 5 o'clock. I'm in here at 5:10, and I put the show on 5 days a week, and I'm in bed again then for 8 o'clock at night. So I don't go driving around anymore.
God,
Just
Rona
don't do it.
said life's passing you by, isn't
No,
it?
no, I've had all the life I want. You know, I'm doing the things I like doing.
I know you always
that's-
did, of course.
Yeah, it's important to do that. Don't we all do that?
Yes, that's
You would have
true.
been the same.
Yes, yes.
You wouldn't have been anything other than a musical person. It was in you.
That's right. That's right. I started very young, and it was just always part of my life.
Yes.
And I suppose, in a way, I would find it very, very hard to give it up.
Yes.
I have no reason to give it up.
Well,
I
you're
just-
very big in my family.
I am
You're
very
spoken
big.
about
Oh, I
with
know I am.
affection and with
know.
enthusiasm. Mrs. Green, Mrs. Green, Mrs. Green this, Mrs. Green
I
that,
know.
Mrs. Green the other.
So that's the
Yes.
reason you were calling Breda Mrs. Green.
Oh,
You're
yes.
so used to
That's
the
right.
title.
I've heard
Yes.
it all my life with my children talking.
Well,
Mrs.
well, you see, they're very Anne-Marie and myself. In fact, we will be meeting tomorrow again.
Really?
We go to Portadown on a Saturday to an orchestra,
Wow.
and Anne-Marie and myself
You play?
Yes,
Isn't that great?
because when I retired, I
What did
started
you work
U3A.
at? Tell me.
You mean before I was married?
No, before you retired.
Before I retired, I was a music teacher.
Were you?
I was.
All your life.
And that's how I got to know Anne-Marie and,
of course.
and the members of the family. And I know that I would find it very hard to give up the music now.
Yeah.
And
You would have noticed with Anne-Marie, there's a certain innate musicality that's in her naturally as a consequence of having a father who is marvellously musically in a natural way.
Well, if you say so.
She's giving me no encouragement there at all.
Well,
Honest to God, Almighty.
well,
No, you may call me
unbelievable.
Rowan. That's all right. You don't have to call me God Almighty.
I'm being sarcastic, of course.
sarcastic.
That's
Indeed,
why I'm
indeed
putting
so.
a hand in.
I know, but what you don't know is that there's the grandson, Michael, is very musical.
Michael is huge. He's a great
Michael is
child.
now playing the organ over in the Dominican
He is.
Oh,
on a
lovely.
Sunday.
Yeah, he is a
and
great
he is
fellow.
very, very musical.
I encourage
altogether.
him. I tutor him in the arts of life and living. Pass on to him all of my
Experiences, yes,
Good or
yes.
But I never was involved in a bad experience in my life.
No. Did
never
you know
admit
that Rowan was a radio operator when he was only a wee fella?
Really?
When I was 19,
Yeah.
I was in the Merchant Navy.
Really?
I travelled the world at
Oh.
19.
Yes.
I was put in
Really?
prison in Bangkok at the age of 19. Don't ask me why. I couldn't tell you. But it was only for an hour. Big Rab and myself. We were caught with ladies and we didn't want to pay the price of the champagne.
Oh.
So we got out of it eventually by giving them, sent them back to the boat
Oh,
and we give the police officer, who were wearing sort of American GI helmets, white, and pearl-handled revolvers, back to the ship and we give them a jar of, what do we give them? A carton of those horrible things. Cigarettes, that's what they're called.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
cigarettes,
Terrible.
yes,
Hate
yes,
them with
yeah,
vengeance.
Yes.
yes.
So in terms of music, you sang The Rose, it was very, very lovely. What's your favourite piece of music?
Well, I like the choir singing the Rose. I'm very drawn to Moore's melodies for the choir.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have a very good selection. We have really, our repertoire's grown very much. We have a Christmas selection, and then as we move after Christmas, we launch into and maybe a new song and
Yes.
build up our repertoire. And really, that has happened because we've been invited to so many places to sing.
Yeah.
And Breda there starts searching for a new song, and she'll put it together for us. And the choir like different songs, isn't that right?
They do. And then the
Yes,
memorial services
Yes.
Yes.
they quite like that.
What are those?
What they are, they were started in the U3A a few years ago. For the deceased members, we hold a service. And it's every second year. 1 year it's in the Mercy Convent. And the last one we did was up in the High Church, St. Patrick's.
Lovely church.
And it's
Mercy's lovely too.
Yes.
It's a lovely ceremony to remember people in the U3A who had died fairly recently, and we sing hymns at that.
That's lovely.
And they really enjoy
service.
doing that too. But we've been invited to sing, we've done old people's homes and
Yes.
various things.
The festival.
Derry this
But
year.
Derry was
Well, we
our
should-
highlight
Yeah,
this year.
the City of Culture.
Yes.
What did you do in Derry?
Well, I'll tell you what, the U3A up there, which is, they did what's called a song fest. Now, a song fest is a U3A thing which every now and again one of the U3As will take on. It's quite a big thing to organise. We were in Bangor 4 years ago. We were in Enniskillen 2 years ago. It's not a competition, but it is competitive.
Wow.
Yes.
But we certainly work very hard, and the choir rise to the occasion and make us all very proud. But we had a great day out in Derry. It was a long journey, but we enjoyed it.
It was lovely.
There were 9 choirs.
Did you go on a bus?
Oh,
Yes, we
Did you have crates of Newcastle Brown in the back and swigging it down on the way?
No.
Like a
No.
like a Sharabang out for the day.
No.
Here we go,
No.
here we go, here we go.
Oh no! And funnily enough, everyone thought they would be singing, but I think they were saving their voices.
Yes.
What a good
You
idea.
don't really think at the start the men at the back were singing.
We're singing. That's
Yes.
right.
But coming home, everyone was very
They were
quiet.
tired.
Because I think everybody was just
Everybody
tired.
was
I
tired.
guess.
It's a long
Yes.
journey.
But isn't it good to have the U3A because
wonderful.
you know when you grow old, it will still be there for you.
Yes,
so you're getting
that's
used to it
right.
at the
Yes.
moment.
Yes.
And, how long are you going to live? I think we should live a long time because we're all living longer now.
We are.
Well, yes,
You know.
everybody's
Yeah.
living longer. That's
Which is good.
true.
As Billy Connolly says, stop eating that brown bread or you'll not be able to die when you want to.
Yes.
But I must say that the U3A is very, very big in Derry.
Yeah.
They call it foil.
Yeah.
Foil.
Is it
Foil.
as big as Newry's big?
Oh, much bigger.
700
Oh, yes.
here in Newry.
Oh, they
I'm
have
sure.
at one time in Derry they had over 1,000.
Wow.
Yes, and it's very, very big, and they have their own premises, which is great.
I couldn't be a U3A person. I'm too cantankerous.
Is that
I'm
right?
Too
Yes,
awkward.
I know.
I'm very introspective. I like my own space and in my own head.
Yes, I know.
I'm not very socially adroit.
You have too much on your plate, Ron. That's
Maybe
the
that
problem.
too.
Yes.
That's possibly
Yes,
it. But
yes.
I do when I've like this thing here, for example. Now I've ring fenced this for a time, and it's going, 5 days a week from
Yes.
from early morning to late at night, and then I have responsibilities at the weekend and things like that. So it's maybe too much of that, but it's just by nature. Life has left me that I've withdrawn kind of into myself.
I think you're a free spirit.
I think you're
Yes.
probably close to that.
I think,
yeah.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
you get people like that. Yes,
You
that's
do.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine to be a free
Yeah.
spirit.
Just can't be tethered,
Yes.
and that's it.
There's another
Yeah.
song that comes to me. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
All God's creatures have
All
a place
God's
in the
creatures
choir.
got a place in the choir.
Some sing low and some sing higher.
Some sing out loud on the telephone wire.
Some just clap their hands
or applause or anything
And
they've got.
now all God's creatures have a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some
Sing
just
them.
sit on the telephone wire. Others clap their hands. Oh, pause anything they got now. Boom, boom.
I've never heard
He's
that.
just looking for the opportunity to sing. I think you should join the choir, honest to
Here, I'm
God.
trying my best now. Panis Angelicus, I've got a sore belly coat, and so many marshmallows. It's terrible. It's sacrilegious.
Oh,
That
it's
is, of
sacrilegious. It
Yeah.
is, definitely.
Such beautiful words to it, in fact.
Thank you very much.
And
Not
it's-
your words.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
talking
I thought you were
about the
complimenting me
Latin
there.
version.
No, it's a
No.
defamation of the song.
Is it a
Yes,
Very
defamation
much.
of the
I
song?
am
Yes,
so.
yes.
I wasn't a bit uplifted by that.
No,
Rowan.
No,
No.
I can
No.
only do my best.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now-
A defamation of the song. That's a dreadful thing.
For me, music is really the uplifting of the whole spirit,
Yes.
of your whole sense
Yeah.
of being, and it invigorates.
Yeah. Does it ever make you
It
smile?
renews, and it makes me
Oh, yes.
smile.
That's good. It's very important to smile, Francis.
Yes, and
I recommend it. It's good.
It's been part of all my life.
Yeah.
I'm singing from I was 3 years of age,
Yes.
and
I would love to have heard you singing. at
the
3.
musical.
She's a lovely
I was
singer.
Because there's something very beautiful
Yes.
about a small child singing beautifully.
lovely. And
Yes.
my favourite song when I was a child, and my father used to ask me to sing it wherever we visited. Come on, sing your song.
Yes.
And it was Brahms' Lullaby.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
lovely.
yes, yes,
And the
yes.
music, and I got to cut the cup in Newry Festival for singing Brahms' Lullaby.
Did you really?
lovely.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
At what age would you have been then?
I'm sure I was 8 or 9.
Oh dear, I'm sure
Fantastic.
you're pleased,
Yes.
were you?
Oh, that was
It was
lovely.
Great, great. But Rostrevor, we had a great tradition of music.
Yes.
In both schools, the sister school and the boys' school, as we called it. And each school had a choir which were entered into the fasces, Warren Point and Newry Musical Fasce. So we were nurtured from a very early age around singing and music.
Yes.
Well, the same in the Poor Clares, because we were actually doing playing chants, examined every year from the age of 9-year-olds.
That's right. We did a lot of playing chant in school.
Exactly.
I have to ask you to come back in again at another time because we run out of time today.
That's fine.
Well,
We've been talking for half an hour, which is great.
Didn't seem like that. Sure
You
didn't.
did a lot of it,
Well, thank you. Thank you.
didn't you?
That's what I'm paid for. I don't get £72,000 a year for sitting here listening. For goodness sake,
You're
I
not
tell
supposed to
you.
say that on air. You get
No, should have given it half to the Mercy Nuns, what they're doing up there, for goodness sake, up in Canal Street.
are we all fair now?
Yeah, not yet, but we're going to say farewell to people.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
So we thank you for being with us this morning. I shall be back tomorrow with you, God willing, inshallah, which is the Islamic greeting you would know. But in the meantime, I thank the ladies for coming in. They've been great. And we hope to see you again.
That's
in
lovely,
fact,
Rowan.
we will be extending invitations through Sarah for you to come back
Yes.
and to
Oh,
bring
thank
other
you.
people. So we have so much more to talk about. And in essence, remember what we tell you all the time here. Don't sweat the small stuff. Once you've done your best, struggling between the immensities of your life, once you've done your best, as our African friends across the Niger will tell you, simply lay your head on your hand and leave the rest to God. So go well, be happy, have a great day. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
indeed.
for
Thank
having
you.
me.